name is Pat Riley. I am a resident of Huntington Beach. Family moved here in 1976, and I moved to Banning and Magnolia across the street from the AES power plant in 1978. I want to talk to you folks, or who's ever interested, to whom this may concern, about how I feel about the Poseiden desalinization plant. I know it's one thing to hear from a group or an organization of some sort, but it's also nice to hear from just one person. I have sided with the Residents for Responsible Desalinization when I learned about their organization and went to one of their meetings over at Eder Elementary School in Huntington Beach. There I listened to a gentleman speak by the name of Kelly E. Rowe. He is one of the most accredited, and he has the most experience in Southern California water management. After listening to him, I became very concerned about this desalinization being built within sight of my house. Before hearing him, I had no idea. Probably like most residents of Huntington Beach. They really don't have any idea what's going on. So the polls showing the 85% favorite, they don't even know what they're talking about. Half of them don't even know where the water's coming from for Huntington Beach, or that Orange County has a giant aquifer. But anyway, the main things that I'm really concerned about are the cumulative effect in this general area. And what I mean by the cumulative effect, I mean there's already a giant wastewater management plant near this area, near this neighborhood, and they release 30-some million gallons of treated water out to sea. But there is some waste that goes in there, and evidently, periodically, the beach is closed because of high bacteria levels, right? It's not safe for swimming, etc. So we have that kind of issue. Ideally, that water that's sent out to the ocean would be filtered and approved for going into the drinking supply, but that's another story. Along with the other 70 million gallons or so that's pumped into the aquifer in Orange County. That could be made suitable for drinking water and pumped into the drinking water system too. Let me talk more about this cumulative effect. It's what I'm really concerned about. So we got the sewage treatment plant, and we also have the AES power plant that was just built. And that was a multi-year project, another $1 billion project. It caused a lot of inconvenience for the local residents around here. And now there's this new proposed development in the staging area for the AES power plant. It's called Shop Off, as you probably are well aware. That would be a multi-year project also, and that sits next to a toxic waste dump. I'm sure you know about the ASCON toxic landfill, which is a nightmare in itself. So we have all these things plus a wetlands right next door to this. And it's right next to one of the most beautiful beaches in California. And now they want to build another $1 billion plant, which would, a $1 billion plus plant, and a 30-year contract. No bid, by the way. There's no bidders. There's no competitive pricing, no competitive ideas there or contracting, you know. So I'm very concerned about that. I'm also concerned even about the need for it at this time. So I'm concerned about the cumulative effect. I don't think it's really fair that this neighborhood has to deal with all this air pollution from the releasing of $50 million in operating costs alone. A lot of that is exhaust from consuming natural gas, burning natural gas, not only at the proposed Poseiden plant, but also at the AES plant. That's a lot of pollution. That's a lot of pollution. And then you have also the water effects of the discharge being pumped into the ocean. This concentrated brine and other chemical debris pumped just 1,000 feet to 1,500 feet offshore. One of the nicest beaches in the world. I mean, our marine environment is already struggling. Anybody with a brain would realize the ocean is not very healthy, and now we want to pump more waste into it, and God only knows what the outcome of that will be. When's the last time you've seen a video showing what's going on out offshore of a desalinization plant? You never have, because I've only found one for 1 minute's worth of a video somewhere in the world. It's there's a lot of ramifications, and hopefully the Coastal Commission and the Santa Ana Board of Directors will understand the potential hazards to not only the marine life offshore, but our wetlands, which are starting to come back and starting to be a real wetlands instead of just some field with some water that flows into there every now and then. I've seen a lot of birds. I walk by there every day. I go surfing at least 3 or 4 times a week. I walk on the beach almost every day. I'm pretty familiar with the land, okay? So not only is this Poseiden plant, I feel, not necessary and not needed at this time, it's also a very sketchy area to be building in. Not only because of the toxic waste dump and the big power plant there, but it's also a flood zone in this area. I'm sure you know that. And if you don't, look it up. Okay? It's a flood zone. There's a lot of methane gas underground. You start tapping into the ground like that unnecessarily, and all kinds of things start happening. It's a lot of water, close, not too deep. The liquefaction. It's an earthquake zone. There's a lot of questionable things here. Actually, not to mention, because of all of these unhealthy conditions, we've got neighborhoods right here, closer than to any other desalinization plant that I'm aware of, or big power plant. I mean, it's very close. And we've got schools and stuff in the neighborhood and parks. So it's not good. Not good at all. I'm concerned about that and the health of the kids. So there's other things like the price, this $1 billion no bid contract. I mentioned that costs about $50 million a year just to power the thing. I think we should table the idea, put it on hold for 3 years, let some other contractors bid on the project. Maybe we'll find a much better deal, that it won't be $1.3 billion. It will be $700 million, instead. So that's where I'm at on the thing. I don't think it's needed at this time. Maybe in the future, maybe 5-10 years from now, but 5 years from now, the technology may be twice as efficient, and it'll cost like half the price. So I say table it and let's wait it out. They've already been waiting 20 years. Everybody's still got water. Okay, so anyway, there's my 2 cents. Appreciate you listening. Thank you for your service. If you're a commissioner or a Coastal Commission board member, I appreciate what you're doing to try to protect future generations' home here in this planet Earth. Peace and thank you.
long time ago I thought I knew myself. You can live a lot of lifetimes with the right times, gonna pass you like ships in the night. Oh, I wonder life upon the falling. Beautiful for all to see.